is the referee.
Good. Touch him up. Good luck to both of you.
And they'll use California rules for this first bout, since we are in the state of California, about 60 miles northeast of San Diego. No 3 knockdown rule. No standing 8-count fighter can be saved with the bell in the final round only. Accidental foul, they'll go to the scorecards after the start of the 4th round. Well, Beasley was under a promotional contract with Don King. He had only had 4 fights in 4 years. In August of 2000, he suffered a broken foot playing some basketball. And the next day, Don King called him up and said, hey, I got a fight for you against Casamayor. He said, well, Don, my foot's in a cast, and I probably would need a tune-up fight. And King just said over the phone, yay or nay? He said, yeah, but Don, yay or nay? So Radford Beasley cut the cast off his foot and fought Casamayor a month and a half later and was promptly knocked out in the 5th round. He's had some inactivity in his career because he wanted to get out of that said contract. Now he's with Bobby Hitz out of Chicago, Illinois. So yay or nay, Teddy? Always remember that. Words to live by. Yay or nay? Simonyan had over 200 amateur fights. Couldn't raise the proper funds to represent Armenia in the 2000 Olympic Games in Sydney, Australia. So he wound up coming to the U.S. to turn professional.
Simonyan has had problems in his career with cuts over both eyes.
Cut in his last fight back in September. Cut back in April on both eyes. He gets cut just about every other fight. Beasley is a former NABF featherweight champion. He won that title back in 1998 when he knocked out Mike Juarez. He's been in against better competition in his career, Teddy.
Yeah, Beasley has been in with better competition.
Beasley with an interesting story. He's a construction worker. He's a plaster foreman. And he and his uncle, Gus Beasley, and a friend, Jack Shipley, were watching fights. One day came to work and said, you know, I can do that. He was 21. So they challenged him. They said, go sign up for the amateurs. Got involved in the Golden Gloves, had 60 amateur fights, so he got a late start as a pro.
Oh, he just dropped Simonyan. This is a big step up in class for Simonyan. He's going to be tested here tonight. The only advantage he has is he had full time to prepare for this fight, so you would think he's in better shape. That's the question here to me, breaking this fight down, Bob. What kind of condition is Beasley in, and will it be tested in a tough fight? If it's not, then his experience will allow him to coast and control the tempo. It all depends on how ready Beasley is here.
Well, he said to me that he was in the gym about going in about 2 or 3 days a week. He was on a light schedule. He wasn't planning on getting back into it seriously again until after the holidays, but I figure this is a great opportunity. Simonyan was supposed to fight on this card in probably a non-televised fight, but when Teddy Reed suffered that injury and the Sam Garr fight fell out, this one was elevated to the co-feature status. The most meaningful punch here in round 1, though, Teddy, landed by Beasley.
The left hook. We get some questions answered tonight about Simonyan.
Up to the end of round number 1. Simonyan and Beasley. Well, ESPN2's Friday Night Fights.
That guy, he's got the reach, he's got the boxing ability. The only way that Hernandez can do it is the way he did it last time. He's got to get inside, he's going to bang that body. He's got to take chances.
Okay, well, that's coming up in our main event this evening, and sometimes Candelo leads the way. Sort of like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer as we're heading to Christmas. He can leave his chin out there, and we'll find out if it gets tagged tonight by Hernandez. There are the punches in round number 1. Beasley with the edge, and he landed the most meaningful punch in round number 1.
We talked about this test here for Simonyan. This is a step up in class. This is a step up in distance. He's never been past 6 rounds. And this is a step up in experience. And weight. The only advantage he has is what we talked about before. He's had full time to prepare for this fight to be in better shape than Beasley. He's even the smaller guy, Bob. All except one fight, he's on the featherweight limit. He's been between junior featherweight and a little under featherweight his whole career. Well, Beasley turned pro as a junior lightweight. His entire career was between featherweight and junior lightweight limit. The last 4 fights he's been at the junior lightweight limit. So Beasley's bigger, more experienced. He's got all the advantage except he didn't have full time to prepare for this fight. And as we said, he's fought the better class of fighters.
The thing I found interesting about Beasley, Teddy, he fought on November the 14th. He was 128 pounds. And he comes in a pound and a half lighter, so he was obviously doing something as Simonyan tries to press him a little bit.
Exactly. Those weights don't lie. The scales don't lie. You're right. He's a pound and a quarter lighter than he fought a month ago, and he only fought a month ago, as you said. That's not a long amount of time, so he can still be in shape. And as you said, the weight would indicate that Beasley has been in the gym since his last fight a month ago. He's a pound and a quarter lighter than he was in that fight. He was 128 pounds in that fight. Tonight he's 126 3/4.
And he only went 6 rounds. Beasley said he wants to use that jab and then shoot that right hand. Simonyan puts his hands together.
But right now, Simonyan, after feeling the power of the left hook of Beasley in the first round, he's switching around a little bit. He will switch to southpaw and orthodox back and forth. Simonyan's known for that. But he's trying to box. He doesn't want to stand right in front of Beasley. He's trying to pick his spots.
There's the jab and there's the right hand over the top that Beasley wants to use. Beasley, very personable young man. Still works at that construction job as a plaster foreman in St. Louis. He named his last child, his 4th child, Little Champ. When Beasley was a kid, they called him Champ because he said when he was born, his first days in the crib, his hands were already up.
Stop, don't hit him. Get back 3 seconds, stop at the bell.
Miller High Life from Temecula, California. About a 50-minute drive from San Diego. Just right halfway between San Diego and Palm Springs, California. That's where we're bringing Friday Night Fights as Artyom Simonyan and Radford Beasley underway in round number 3. See the numbers in round number 2. Simonyan with the edge. At the controls, Dave Rappo and Saul Avila. Coffee box tonight.
Simonyan picking up where he left off, what he learned the last round. After having a tough first round where he got caught with that left hook by the bigger, stronger Beasley. He's moving, he's boxing, he's looking to pick spots, trying to keep Beasley off balance. He thinks he learned something. Beasley needs to be set to punch. Usually when one fighter takes the fight on quick notice like Beasley did, taking the fight this week, you figure the other fighter who was in the fight long amount of time has the advantage. Not so tonight, and not so often is the case. Simonyan was preparing for a different style, a different guy, and for only a 6-round fight. So now in his mind, he might be saying, oh, gee, am I ready for 10 rounds? He might be doubting himself a little bit. Do I have to pace myself a little bit early? Because I was only going 6. He's got things in his mind that Beasley doesn't. But right now, Simonyan picking his spots pretty well.
Well, body work from Simonyan. Starting to get into a bit of a rhythm here in round 3.
Showing his pedigree a little bit, Simonyan. His amateur background of over 200 fights. You can see Beasley's a stalker. Quads a little bit, not real fast with those feet. The advantage in that area is clearly Simonyan. Simonyan wants to give angles, wants to counter sometimes, get off first sometimes when Beasley's waiting. Generally mix it up. Show dimensions. While Beasley is coming one way all the time, trying to close the gap. Beasley needs to use that jab on. We can start looking at those jab numbers and let us know how that's going. Because if he doesn't use that jab, he's not going to stabilize Simonyan. Even though you look at the faster guy, Simonyan, and say, well, he's going to be the leader in the jab. Beasley better use that jab, even if it doesn't land all the time, just to stabilize Simonyan and not let him fight his fight, which is on the outside and with movement.
Ah, well, we'll check those numbers at the end of round number 3, and there's a clash of heads. There's a cut along the scalp line. Accidental foul. They'll go to the scorecards after the start of
right at the close of the last round. Simonyan throwing a combination of punches, leans in with his head a little bit, just roll a right hand to the body, and Beasley and Simonyan clash skulls.
Under California rules, after the start of the 4th round, you go to the scorecards because of an accidental clash of heads. We are underway with round number 4. with Beasley and Art Simonyan. Take a look at the jab numbers. Teddy asked for him through 3 rounds, and you see Beasley at only 17%. He's landed 15 of 89 through the first 3 rounds. Beasley got tagged there.
Beasley looking for one punch. Simonyan putting punches together. Maybe landing that big left hook in the first round where Beasley shook up Simonyan, hurt him, because he thought it was going to be an easy night. He thought he was going to be able to continue to land that left hook one punch at a time, and it wasn't so. Now he's got to change gears and realize one punch at a time just isn't going to get it. And the slower feet belong to Beasley. And I think already we can take the liberty of saying that Beasley has a style that fits Simonyan.
Teddy scorecard 2 rounds to 1 for Simonyan. I have it the same way. Simonyan quicker feet, quicker hands.
Stop, break, step back clean, 2 steps.
And he has more options, Bob. He can box on the outside. He can switch righty and lefty. He can give angles. He can fight in spots inside. Beasley is one way so far. Walking forward in a predictable manner. Beasley's corner told him you have to start cutting the ring down. I agree with them. They can follow Simonyan around. It'll be a dance all night. But it'll be a dance that'll be controlled by Simonyan. Again, Beasley must use that jab to stabilize Simonyan. That's where the one-punch mentality has to go out the window, and you saw it right there. Beasley, there's the jab. Beasley needs to use that jab, even if it's only to the chest. Just to stabilize Simonyan.
But it can't be just one like that and slow.
No, because if you leave one out there, you'll be counted. 2 will keep the right hand of Simonyan home, where he can't use it.
Simonyan grabbing control of this fight through 4. Presented by Miller High Life. Bob Papa, Teddy Atlas ringside from Temecula, California. Art Simonyan and Radford Beasley underway, round number 5. No knockdowns in the fight. Last 3 rounds controlled by Simonyan in the multicolored trunks. Half American flag, half Armenian flag. Simonyan was cut in round number 3 of an accidental clash of heads. In the California rules, they go to the scorecards after the 4th round begins.
There's 2 things that Beasley needs to do, and needs to start doing it now before it definitely becomes too late. We're at the midway point of the fight. He must start turning it his way. One of the things he has to do is go to the body. But the other thing he has to do will allow him to go to the body. He must use that jab to get distance and to slow down and stabilize Simonyan.
Beasley's own corner told him between rounds 4 and 5, you can't just throw one jab and let it sit out there. He's going to counter right you all day. Radford Beasley Sr., the lead voice in that corner.
Beasley's choice is to, as you alluded to, either throw 2 jabs to smother the right hand and close the gap of Simonyan so there's no right hand coming back. Or, when he jabs, move his head immediately so the right hand misses. Then he'll be in position to counter with a left hook. Or even feint a little bit if you're Beasley. Get that right hand counter out of the way. But Beasley just standing there, covering up. Simonyan's showing his superior hand speed.
They trade, and Simonyan got the better of that exchange. Beasley's long career loss, a knockout loss to Yoel Casamayor, who's in our main event next week here on Friday Night Fights.
When Beasley does throw one jab, he is vulnerable to that right hand because he doesn't move his head. And Simonyan doing a good job using the ring and picking spots.
Swelling under the right eye of Beasley. Blood from the mouth. There's a lead right hand scored by Simonyan.
The cut over the left eye.
Oh, yeah. That was from a punch, Teddy.
Bad cut. It's bleeding. You can see it's really what they say. It's pumping blood out.
Now, if the fight gets stopped because of that cut, it's a TKO win for Simonyan. Now Beasley letting his hands go. Beasley senses some desperation.
He should sense it. Not only is he behind on the scorecards, in our estimation, that's a bad cut.
Beasley cut from a right hand from Simonyan.
He just hurt Simonyan. The hand of Simeon's been causing a lot of problems. It's been scoring. It opened up a cut. You can see why. Beasley going straight back. Simonyan's throwing a straight right hand.
So Beasley cut on the left eyelid. That is in a bad spot. That was from a right hand. And if this fight gets stopped because of that cut, it's a TKO win for Simonyan. See the numbers from round number 5. This is scheduled for 10 featherweights.
Beasley wants to slow down. Simonyan, anybody watching doesn't need me to tell him that. He has to slow down. I believe the way to do that is to jab. Stabilize Simonyan a little bit. And then try to get opportunities to bang that body. Try to take the legs away from Simonyan.
It's interesting right now, anyway, the blood is not flowing into the eye of Beasley. It's sort of going around the corner of the eye. See the punch numbers landed by round, and each round Simonyan has gotten better and better.
Stop. Both you guys stop. Step back clean. Go. What are you doing, bro? Go. Stop. Stop. Let him go on here on the break.
Beasley doing the tying up. That is not a good sign. You want to give hope to Beasley coming back in this fight. He's the stronger man, the slower man. He gets close to the faster man, and he ties up. That takes away much of his opportunity, much of his chance to get back in his fight. He must punch when he's in close to Simonyan.
Simonyan's cut on his right cheek. That's from a punch. The cut on Simonyan's scalp is from a clash of heads.
The one on the scalp you wouldn't worry about too much. It's not in an area where there would be permanent damage, so the referee and of course the doctors look at that. It's not around the eyes.
You know, that cut that Beasley has right now, the blood's not flowing into his eye. It's going down the side of his face.
That's a good point. You're right.
Normally the guy's pawing at it, pawing at it. It's in a horrible spot. Straight right hand as Beasley went straight back. Beasley counters with a left. Simonyan digging in.
Simonyan would be well served to place a punch to the body. Because when a guy's hurt like Beasley was just hurt, he's going to survive. He's going to move his head. The body stays there.
Beasley hurt. There's blood. 2 cuts for Simonyan. One on the scalp, one under the right eye on the cheek. Well, Beasley went straight back, Teddy, and you never go straight back.
Well, you know, and Simonyan's been successful with that straight right hand all night tonight, and he stays with it. Beasley standing right in front at the wrong distance in the punching zone of Simonyan, and he pays the price. Gets hit the right hand. We're going to see another angle of it. Straight right hand, nothing fancy. You can lead with right hands if you have the right distance, and Beasley gave the right distance to Simonyan, and Simonyan got in close. Didn't really place his punches real well. Let the hands go, flailed a little bit, but didn't place them. That's why we have another round. Beasley was able to survive the quick but not well-placed punches of Simonyan.
Seventh round.
Round number 7 underway as we spend our time mopping up blood here at ringside. Take a look at the power numbers in round 6. Big round for Simonyan against Beasley.
We just started the round. That blood already is flowing. Has not been ebbed. The flow has not been stopped. And the cut in the left-hand side of Beasley above the eye. It is open. As we said, it is bleeding freely. But as you made a very astute point, it is not bleeding directly down into the eye. It's going around the corner. Around the eye. There's also some swelling under the right eye of Beasley.
Simonyan steps in, puts his punches together. Bob Papa, Teddy Atlas, ringside, Temecula, California. Friday Night Fights presented by Miller High Life. Radford Beasley stumbling against Artyom Simonyan. Simonyan lands a combination. The referee taking a close look. Beasley trying to hold on.
A lot of time left. And with that angry-looking cut there, I think the referee will be poised to stop this fight if Simonyan gives him a reason.
Coming up in our main event tonight, J.C. Candelo, Angel Hernandez for the NABF Junior Middleweight crown. Beasley getting tattooed.
Simonyan being smart, knows Beasley's only chance and his mentality is to land one punch. Simonyan not giving him that opportunity. Picking his spots, moving after he punch, doesn't stay right in front in one spot too long. For Beasley, who needs to be set to punch to get off that punch. Also, every once in a while, watch Simonyan. He'll give a little feint when he thinks Beasley is waiting for him. And he'll get that punch out of the way, then he'll throw.
Beasley works as a plaster foreman for a construction firm. He's going to need some of that plaster to close up those cuts. Simonyan, young fighter from Armenia, fighting out of California after a tough round one, has really dug in against Radford Beasley. Right hands to that eye, the staple.
Beasley is frustrated, doesn't know how to figure out Simonyan. He comes in, he gets hit, he lays back, he gets hit.
Translation, he's getting hit a lot. 26-year-old Artyom Simonyan celebrating his 11th win as a pro and his 6th stoppage. Radford Beasley immediately heading to the locker room. The referee in ringside position took a look at the cut along the left eyelid of Beasley in between rounds 7 and 8, and under California rules, the referee or doctor may stop it. And the referee, who is Jack Reese, stopped the fight. As you get a look at that bad cut, Beasley got pounded in the last round. He landed only 3 of 27 punches. Simonyan landed 39 of 77. Beasley was complaining about the stoppage. However, the cut is a bad cut. And referee Jack Reese stepped in. You couple the cut, even though the blood was not going into the eye of Beasley, Teddy. In the last round, Simonyan outlanded Beasley 39-3. Beasley only threw 27 punches according to the CompuBox stats. He landed 23 of 45 power shots. It was becoming a factor, and it's a good stoppage.
No doubt about it. Beasley showed a lot of heart, but he didn't have the answers for Simonyan's fast hands.
Simonyan was winning on all 3 of the judges' scorecards. Here's Brian and Max.
Bob, Teddy, thank you very much. You see